Investigators have recovered thousands of emails supposedly lost forever concerning the IRS targeting scandal. Correspondent Doug McKelway reports this could take this investigation to another level.
It is the closest the Treasury Department Inspector General has come to acknowledging potential criminal wrongdoing in the Lois Lerner affair.
Are you investigating any potential criminal activity?
The entire matter continues to be under active investigation, yes, sir.
For potential criminal activity?
Yes.
That revelation during a rare late-night hearing in which the IG disclosed his office has obtained 32,000 Lois Lerner emails from backup tapes stored at the IRS's Martinsburg, West Virginia facility. IRS officials have maintained that the emails were gone, destroyed in a hard drive crash.
I'm advised the actual hard drive, after it was determined that it was dysfunctional and that with experts no emails could be retrieved, was recycled and destroyed in the normal process.
So was it physically destroyed?
That's my understanding.
Last night's testimony suggests the IRS made a less than vigorous attempt to track down the emails.
And then talk to the IT people who are there in charge of them. They told you that they were never even asked for them? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Investigators conceded the new emails may be duplicative. They won't know until they obtain sophisticated data retrieval software that is presently held up by a licensing dispute with the software owner. Democrats pounced on that.
You are unable to confirm whether there are any, to use your own words, new emails, right?
That's correct.
So what's before us may be material you already have, right?
That is correct.
In a statement, the IRS said it remains committed to cooperating fully with congressional investigations. If the IG finds evidence of criminal wrongdoing, it would be referred to the DOJ, which appears in no hurry to complete its own investigation of the IRS. That's one reason some Republicans are calling for a special prosecutor. Brett?
Doug, thank you. Let's bring back our panel. Syndicated columnist George Will, Kirsten Powers, USA Today columnist, and syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. Charles, I think the soundbite that really caught everybody was you haven't even asked for these emails?
Right. Look, this is obviously a cover-up of sorts. We're not sure how deep it goes, but it's obvious that the IRS had no interest in retrieving any of this, would latch on to any excuse and would not go after it. But here's the problem. It's dragged on for so long and it's so complicated. The media are not interested and the public is now bored.
Well, we are.
What this is going to hinge, well, the media, I mean their media, the media that you can't trust, unfair and unbalanced media. That's what I'm talking about. What this is going to hinge on is what's in the emails. Unless something is discovered, and I suspect something will be, that is, either illegal or really shocking in the discrimination against conservative groups, I think there's going to be no impact. The cover-up becomes a scandal if there's something underlying it. They're going to have to find something underlying it.
But Kirsten, on that committee, have to listen to that testimony and say, okay, let's be honest here. Something happened. They were not.
They should listen and say, let's be honest, something happened here. But I think all along they haven't wanted to see anything. They don't really follow up with that many questions except to typically defend the IRS. What I would be most interested to know is whether it was a conspiracy or whether it's just incompetency. And that's what I think has to be gotten down to, because it is perfectly plausible that they're just completely incompetent and they just didn't ask questions. I mean, they don't, and so that's the real thing that needs to be answered is they need to find something that shows that there was a real conspiracy to cover this up.
George.
Well, incompetence explains a lot of things in Washington, not this, however. I think the country is going to be interested in the momentous fact that the IRS, the most intrusive and potentially most punitive instrument of the federal government, is thoroughly politicized, corrupt, and probably guilty of criminal behavior. That's why there is a cover-up. Dilatory in responding to requests for documents, unresponsive to committee questions, all the signs of a cover-up. And the sound you're hearing now is the cracking of the stone wall. There will be another bounce in this when Peter Roskam of the subcommittee on the Ways and Means Committee that oversees the IRS decides that there's enough anecdotal evidence that there ought to be hearings on the audit selection process of the IRS, because there is real evidence, I think, that Republican donors are being targeted. It was part of a pattern.